Want to do the intro?
Do I want to do the intro? Hello, everyone. I don't know what are we going to do today?
We're going to discuss character tropes and characteristics that we don't like in OCs, movies, and books. So yeah, I'm Pine. This is Karo. She's my best friend.
And today we're going to be playing professionally.
Yes, you're finally meeting her after such a long time, actually.
Hi.
Okay. I was thinking we should start with OC tropes and characteristics.
Yeah, I think yes. That's a good way to start.
Okay, so I have one thing that really annoys me, that just fuels my rage. I hate when people want to make a Slavic OC and they make a Russian soldier who's traumatized, mean to everyone, and drinks a lot. And this is the Slavic OC that is supposed to represent the all these countries, and it's always from Russia, always the same stereotypes.
Yes, and they all have this Russian accent, and
yes, they all speak Russian.
Yeah,
the very strong Russian.
And usually they have very Russian names.
Yeah,
like Vladimir.
Yes, Vladimir. I hear Vladimir one more time, and I'm gonna explode.
For real, and they're either a traumatized soldier or this Slavic baddie, but she's always Russian. And she always drinks vodka.
Or they are in the mafia, because Russia is known for their mafia. Yeah. It annoys me.
Personally, I really dislike the glorification of the mafia.
We'll get to that. We will get to that. Yeah, but it always annoys me, and you probably, especially because we are Slavic. We're from Poland. And the culture, the language, the way people act, the names, they are all different. The traditions, everything is different.
I think when people try to make characters Slavic, I wish someone would make a Slavic character that would be from
research
a very niche country, not a country that is known.
Yeah.
I would really enjoy reading about a character that really likes bigos.
Yes, or a character that, I don't know, was raised in a Polish countryside.
Yeah, or in a city, but on the outskirts where it's not really a pretty place.
Yeah,
but it's not it's a place for criminals also.
It's also the thing that annoys me, because when people make such characters, they often make Russian soldiers, often during World War II. And I don't know, it seems like glorifying what Russia did during World War II, especially if it's their favorite character and they draw them a lot and they share their story everywhere, and it's just weird.
Personally, I think I really don't like it because almost every time people really don't realize what was happening in World War II.
Yeah, I will probably
it's glorification what happened, while we should really feel sorry for these people.
Yeah, I think I will make a video about how to actually make a Slavic character, because it's just irritating, really. Also, when we're at this topic, it's generally just not researching the background of your character. A lot of people with human characters make characters from different countries, or not really from different countries, because usually they all live in America, for example, but they have different roots, and they don't really know
Yeah.
anything about their culture and anything like
Yeah,
that, and
but also,
traditions.
but that's actually annoying that people usually they don't do their research and they base solely on the stereotypes, which usually don't really depict the actual
Yeah, they are
culture.
stereotypes. Like, German
Yeah, but they
people
don't
think
do any
Polish people steal
research.
cars, okay?
That is like, that is so not deep.
Yeah.
It's like, it's so annoying, especially if you're the country depicted.
Also, not really the topic, but I saw a lot, again, videos about, like, you know how people make human versions of characters that aren't originally human? Like, it's most
Yeah,
common in My Little Pony, for example.
yeah,
Okay, so one thing that annoys me is, okay, some people in the comments are gonna tell me I'm racist here. It's really a controversial opinion. Those characters can be white and they can have natural blonde or orange hair, ginger hair. They can be white. It doesn't have to be that every one of main six in My Little Pony has a different skin tone.
yeah.
I saw
But
Applejack redrawn as a dark skinned girl, which is amazing. I support that. But she had brown hair. Why? Like,
I mean,
why?
it, you know what? Personally, it annoys me because it actually treats equality as a trend and not as actual change of society.
Yeah, I also don't know why blackwashing characters is so acceptable. It's racist.
It's racist.
It is
It
racist.
actually, it actually goes against the equality. It makes equality a trend instead of the standard.
Yeah,
Instead of
like,
changing things that exist because equality is getting more popular, we should just make things based on equality in the future.
yeah, it's also another thing that annoys me with OCs is, like, it doesn't really annoy me that much. It's just really unrealistic, and I like realistic things in characters. Like, I don't like when a character has naturally colorful hair. Like, my OCs with colorful hair all have it dyed for some reason. Yeah, and I will sometimes even draw them with visible different colored roots, but rarely. And when there's a group of characters and every character has to be a different nationality, there has to be at least one gay character, there has to be at least one trans character, and one disabled character. I am all
Yeah.
in for visibility, but it's just unrealistic. How am I
Yeah,
supposed to read about such group of people or be interested in them if I can't imagine this group of people?
for I mean, I agree, honestly. But it also makes it a trend again. It also treats the fact that we should respect everyone and include everyone as a trend, which in itself I think is bad. People should be free to express, to write about people or characters however they want. Even if equality right now is popular, they are allowed to write about a group of white kids.
Yes, and when they don't
That's
have a black
okay.
character in their OC friend group, They're
Yeah, I mean, if people get
racist.
mad at someone for, I don't know, making a character white, that's actually racist.
Or if that's that annoys me a lot. No, like no evil character can be black nowadays.
Yes. I think that that's also racist.
Yes, it is because you're putting white people on the role of bad characters. This is
Yeah.
racism. It's like the same thing. The equality that we want to have isn't that some people just don't get depicted at some roles. It's that every person can be depicted as every role.
Yeah.
What were you saying?
Wait, let me remember.
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 Do you remember?
I don't know. I don't remember, honestly.
Do you
But I
remember?
think it had. I wanted to say something about. I wanted to say something about that sometimes people use the equality phrase to just. Oh, I know what I want to say. Oh my god, I remember right now. So I think we should focus more on what is happening right now instead of just thinking about the past all the time.
Oh, that's also true.
It's not that we're not supposed to remember, but just because racism was a big thing in the past, and maybe it is a big thing right now, we should focus on actually forgetting about it right now. So instead of actually noticing the differences between different races and other people, we should focus on forgetting that these differences even exist in the first place.
Yeah, I'm gonna tell you one
We
thing.
should just not care. And that's,
Yeah, I'm gonna tell you one thing. When someone notices and says, like, wow, this black actor does so good in this role. Why add the black? Why did you notice they are black? Why did you care? Why did you have to say it? Why did you have to say, like, why do you care? Why do you care that the Little Mermaid was played by a black actress?
yeah.
I
I
care a
think,
little bit about that one because it is a blackwashing a character, but it also made sense. In this movie, it made sense why the sisters were different, had different
yeah, I mean,
skin tones.
people focusing on race makes racism go further and further.
Yeah, just say they are a
We should
good
just not
actor.
care. I mean, my question is, why can't we not care about sexuality, about race, and why can't we just accept?
Also, why do we have the need to name those things and
Yeah.
label them? It's so annoying to me. Like,
I
why
mean,
do
it's
we
hilarious
call.
because all of these movements, they're actually making the problem even more significant than it is.
Yeah, why do we.
At least long term.
Why do all possible sexualities have a name? I'm LGBTQ. I like both girls and I like boys. And I don't want to call myself a bisexual because it puts me in a box that people that are not inside that box don't understand. And also, I'm gonna be honest, pretty much almost all of these boxes are not necessary at all. No one cares. No one should care.
No, but it's actually true. I remember we were reading through all of these names one day,
Yeah.
and there's like ton of it. I would say there's even more than 200, and I I wouldn't be able to even think of 200 sexualities.
Okay, we got off topic. Oh gosh, we got heavy off topic.
I'm sorry.
Okay, your issue with OCs.
My issue with OCs. when it annoys me when someone, an author, makes their characters very stereotypical or
Plain?
plain, not even plain, but like the character goes in one direction and it's like on the freaking edge. Like someone is bad, bad, bad to the freaking core. And it makes absolutely no sense in my mind
Oh
if
yeah, when
if
a
the book
character
or the movie is the whole point is not to exaggerate stuff. It's not the conscious decision done by the author. It really annoys me
it's not even
when
for
the
shock
character.
value.
What?
When it's not even for shock value, but just for the sake of the bad character being bad.
Yeah, because I can accept when a book or a movie is supposed to highlight a problem or is supposed to exaggerate some stuff, and and a character is bad, bad, bad. But when it's not even a conscious decision of an author, it's not something they want to do to show something, to emphasize a certain, I don't know, emotion, problem, whatever, then that's just annoying. Like, there's no point for the character to be this blank.
I just thought of another thing. Another thing I hate, and it's a very common trope, unfortunately, in books, movies, etc. It's just like, holy. It's when. Also, it's misogynistic, from what I've heard. It's when there's a female character who exists solely to push forward the male character's story. And they usually die only to push their arc further. It's often seen in mothers in stories. They don't have a role, they don't even affect anything, they don't have their own story, they just exist and then die.
Yeah.
I don't know, when they're, for example, single fathers, why does the mother always die? At least make her leave them, make her be a bad person and cheat and leave, or anything like that. Don't kill her off because you're killing a character that has a potential,
Yeah,
and
there's
you made a female character just to kill her off.
yeah, but what I really like in this kind of thing is when an author makes like the parent, even when the parent dies, that they have like at least a subtle role and they have a character. They have a personality.
Or better, when you can see that they influenced the kid.
Yes, when they play a freaking role and they don't die because you need to get rid of the character.
Because your character needs to be raised by a single father. Also, why is it always single father? Why don't we see single mothers in...
Personally,
it's the same thing. Okay, I'm sorry.
The freaking car crashes.
Holy, no, don't.
Always the car crash.
Or an illness.
And now the whole family is traumatized. But it's such a terrible trope. It brings nothing, honestly.
Yeah.
And later the character is not even scared of driving.
Yeah, and they don't even, never mention it again.
Yeah. It's...
What else?
About OCs?
Generally, we're not focusing on the OCs, let's be honest.
Okay.
We haven't been for the past 20 minutes.
Okay, so when we're at it, I think motives that are mentioned just to be mentioned. If you're writing a book and the character you want to for them to develop some kind of emotions in their head, their, I don't know, political opinions, you want to make the character a little bit more dynamic.
Mm-hmm.
And for example, they go to a place where people where there's generally people are poor, there's they're not doing good, and that's
Yeah.
heartbreaking. And the character sees that, and that can be such a good trope when they kind of their perspective on the world shifts. But sometimes authors make it very, very not deep.
Yeah, they just mention
And
it and then forget about it.
yeah, or they don't forget about it, but the description of the whole scene is so vague that they could have just read it online or something. It's like 1 or 2 pages and then it's over, and you don't really, as a reader, you don't really know what happened or why was it even mentioned if the character is not going to stay in that place, is not going to talk to the people, they're not going to have any like deep perspectives on the subject, and it's just there. I don't know, fill up the space. That makes no sense to me. Why would you even put it there?
Yeah.
And
Also,
it can be a trope, but
yeah, about
sometimes
things that are just when things are just mentioned once and forgotten. I remember that movie I watched. I told you about it before, where the character was sad in the beginning of the movie, and actually a few times during the movie was mentioned to have a personality disorder. And it was literally never mentioned again. It didn't affect them at all.
yeah,
It just was there to be there.
yeah,
So we
it's
would
something
know
like
that it's a troubled teen with issues. Like, what?
you could literally just not have these issues.
Yeah, just like give him depression or something.
I don't know.
Like, it's easier. It's if you don't want to write a complicated illness into your character, don't make them have a complicated illness.
Yeah, because usually authors don't make enough research, and that's so frustrating because you want to know the details. You want to know like so many things, for example, about a mental disorder. I remember I read this book and it was such an insightful piece
Yeah, but you
on
don't even have to
the
read a book. Open freaking Wikipedia.
yeah, and it's so annoying.
There are like 2 minute articles on Wikipedia that can help you write a decent character with mental disorder.
And no, but I think when you're writing a book, you should just, I don't know, think logic. Logic is the key, right? You know, I think if you want to write good books, you should just not do research. Go with the flow.
I think
Write it.
if you wanna write good books, observe people around you. If you wanna write good characters, observe people around you. Learn to observe people.
Yeah, I think that's good advice. I think yes. And also learn how to be insightful. I
Yeah.
remember I read this book and I mean it was kind of boring, but I really admired the author, although I didn't really finish reading it because it was it broke me when I was reading it. But the whole scenery, I was really appreciating the fact that the author set it in like the medieval times, and they did so so much research that they were able to tell me how the windmill works. in detail. What did the character repair? What did they do?
That's
Does that
so
even
cool.
work? That's so cool. And I'm reading it and I don't really understand what's going on, but I understand what's going on. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I know what you mean.
It's
Okay,
like,
okay,
but
girl, I
what?
honestly think that's one full video. We've been talking for half an hour.
Yeah, I think that's a video.
Yeah,
I
but I
think we
think
should do part two.
yeah, I think we can record another video or two more videos about different
I think.
topics in
Wait, I
this
have an
sitting.
idea. We should do like a tier list of tropes in books and in movies.
Romantic tropes.
Yes, I think. Yeah,
Okay, I'm
I
opening a tier list and we're doing that. Tier
and
list.
like any sort of trope.
Okay, wait, do you wanna do the outro real quick? Do the
Oh,
outro
sure.
to the first video and we will be recording the second one.
Wait, I need to. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and definitely don't forget to hit that bell button.
Oh my god, she's such a beggar. Holy girl, I didn't know you had it in you. I never
Wait.
ask for likes. I never do that. I just say leave your thoughts in the comments. And like if you enjoyed
This
the
is
comment.
a
Hope to see you
conscious
again soon.
exaggeration. That's supposed to be an irony.
Oh my gosh, she's such a beggar. Okay.
Bye bye.
Bye!